Hey, what is up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use CapCut as a complete beginner. This video will cover all the basics from scratch, step by step. I've divided this video into two parts. In the first one, we'll see all the essentials of CapCut, and in the next one, I'm going to show you how to create these engaging AI short horror stories inside of CapCut. If you don't know, my name is Shazib and I've been working as a video editor for the past 4 years now. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some really good tips to boost your editing skills and make some money by monetizing this content. So keep watching till the very end, and without further ado, let's begin with the video. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new project inside of CapCut by clicking this big blue create project button. So this is the main interface and it's pretty simple. Let's just take a look at everything in here. Starting from the left side, we have our media panel, and this is where you'll import all of your footages, your photos, music and everything. In the middle of the screen, we have a player. This is where you'll see the actual preview of your edited video. Then towards the right side, we have the details panel. This is where you'll see your project name, aspect ratio, resolution, and some other details. And now if you click this modify button here, you can customize these settings. So like the name of the project, aspect ratio, resolution, frame rate, and so on and so forth. For now, I'm happy with these settings. So let's just click save. Okay, then at the bottom, we got our timeline or a sequence. This is where you'll edit your videos. So like adding effects, animations, different transitions, text, or any other things. Okay, I think that's pretty much for the layout. Let's just go ahead to our media panel and import some footages so we can start editing. Okay, all three clips are added in the media panel as you can see. Next, we'll drag them to the timeline just like this. Since they are not in the correct order, I'll just rearrange them by separating and placing them on different media tracks. Let's now see how you can zoom in or zoom out of the timeline. You can do this in a couple of ways. So if you press Control or Command on a Mac and then press plus, it's going to zoom in the timeline. Similarly, if you do Control with minus, it's going to zoom out of the timeline. Another way is just dragging the slider left and right, and you can zoom in and out accordingly. Next, this white bar right here is called the playhead. It's the marker of the sequence and it actually indicates where you are currently in your video, like at which part. Next, let's see how you can trim or split the footage. To do that, there are a couple of ways again. So if I place my playhead right over here and then press this button right here, it's gonna separate my footage into two parts. Another thing you can do, let's just say you want to trim to the right of the playhead, so you can go over and hover at the end of this clip. You can see the arrow turns into this trim icon, so you can then drag your footage just like this and place it on your playhead. Now you got only the left part remaining. A quick way to remove the left or right side of the clip is by pressing Q and W keys. So right here, if I press Q on my keyboard, it's going to trim the footage from the left of the playhead. Similarly, if I press W, it's going to trim on the right side. You can always undo any action by pressing Ctrl or Command Z. Let's just now take a look at different tools available right here. At first, we got undo and redo buttons. Then there's split, which we covered already. And then we got Q and W. There's a delete button to delete the footage. Then there's a marker button, and this is for like adding a specific point at somewhere on the video. I actually use this for things that I want in my edit, but I'm gonna do it later. So for me, it's like a point that tells there's something missing in this part. But anyways, you can use it however you like, so it's up to you. Then there's a crop button. You can crop your images and videos with this. Next, we have freeze frame button. So this will create a still image from the clip. Then there's our reverse button, which reverses the whole video. Then we got mirror, and with this you can flip your image or a video. And at the last, we got rotate button for rotating the footage. Then we got some AI tools, and the first one here is split scenes. And this automatically divides long videos into shorter ones. Then we got remove background to make PNGs or green screens. Next, we got auto adjust to optimize the footage. And then at the last, we have enhance visuals to improve the quality of the video. Now let's talk about adding different transitions to our footage. If you take a look, there's a direct cut between these clips. So let's go ahead and make it something that looks good. So if you go up at the top and click the transitions tab here, you'll find plenty of different transitions. And to add one, just simply drag and drop between your clips. Now, if I take my playhead back and play the video with spacebar, I can see it's looking much better now. The clips are changing with a nice white flash. Also, you can adjust the duration by this slider right here. Okay, now if I click on this clip here, we have different settings on the right side. With these, you can adjust the framing of your video. You can increase the scale by dragging the slider on the right side. And if I drag towards the left, it's gonna zoom out of the video. Down here, you can change the position of the video. You can do this by dragging the clip with your mouse as well, just like this. The blue bar you're looking in the middle is the indication for alignment. So it's telling the video is aligned vertically but not horizontally. Then we have rotation. So you can rotate the video by spinning this little, dial here. You can always undo any action by pressing Ctrl plus Z. Now let's go ahead and see how to create a zoom animation. You can do this by using keyframes. So if I go up to transform, you can see this little diamond icon next to it. Once I click on it, you'll see in my clip in the timeline that there's a little blue keyframe that got added to my video. Now if I take my playhead and go a little bit further in the video, and then I just adjust the scale. For example, I'll bring to the right and zoom in. And now if I let it go, it's going to add another keyframe on the video. Let's now preview it. And you can see there's a zoom animation happening between those keyframes. You can animate pretty much everything that has this diamond icon next to it. Next, let's talk about adjusting the speed of the video. And you can do this by clicking on the speed button right here at the top. Then you can use this slider to speed up or slow down your footage. If I drag the slider to the right, it's gonna speed it up. And if I drag it to the left, it's gonna slow it down. Then you can also use the duration feature here to adjust your video speed. Let's say, for example, this piece of footage had to be 25 seconds. So if I just highlight the numbers here, I can change this to 25 and press enter. And now down here, that adjusted my video speed. Next, let's go over to top here and click on animation. And here we can add different animations to our video. We have in, out, and combo animations. So these are kind of like transitions, but individually for clips. So let's just apply a combo animation to our clip 3. So if I just click this first one here, you can see it has created a nice zoom in effect in the clip. You can set the duration of this animation, like when you want the animation to appear and disappear in the video. Now let's talk about adding filters and color corrections to the video. So for this, we have adjust tab up at the top. And if you scroll a little down here, you can see this is a manual customization. Now, if you have experienced this with any other apps, with images or videos, whatever, I'd recommend to do color correction manually every time. This way you will get much control on colors. But if you haven't experienced this yet, CapCut has different filters for color correction. So if I just click on filters tab here, you'll see there are tons of different filters with different vibes. You can just drag and drop on the clip and this applied right away. Now, let's see how you can add some music to your video. So CapCut has a stock music library and you can access it by clicking up at the top here. If you want, you can preview any of the music right here. Then if you like it, you just simply need to drag and drop on the timeline. And you can see we got some controls for music as well here on the right side. We can decrease or increase the volume. We can fade in and fade out. We can normalize the loudness. And if this is a voiceover, we could enhance our voice. Do an audio translator. We can reduce the background noise. We can separate the audio or fill the channel. Okay, so if I take a look at my music here, you can see these orange and red dots. This is our waveform and it's telling us that the audio is too loud. The red and orange dot means the audio is peaking, and we can fix this by going up at the top right and simply decreasing the volume. You see, as I decrease, the waveforms get smaller. I'll just add a slight fade in and fade out in the audio. And next, let's just add some auto-generated captions to our video. To do that, we first need to import a voiceover. So let's go ahead, let's go to media panel and then import. And I'll just import the audio. And then we can just drag it and place below the music just like this. Now let's go ahead and click captions. Now here we got different language settings. So with default, let's just click generate and CapCut would automatically generate captions for you. And now if I play, you can see we have captions in the video. And if you click any of these, you can make changes on the right. For example, you can retype any word if it's not correct. Then you can also change the font if you want, the font size. You can bold, underline, or italic your captions. And we have some other settings too. The white captions kind of blend into the background, so I'll just go for yellow. Also, you can click on templates here at the top, and they have different templates available as well. So if I click on this one right here, and then I go back to the timeline and press play, okay, it's much better now. Now, what if you're not looking to add captions into the video, but instead you want your own custom text? Now, to do that, go to text here at the top and then click this plus icon to add a text layer. Then on the right hand side, you have all the same customization options that you did with your captions. So for example, I can change this to mountains, and also I'm going to place it at the top. The text layer above the captions, and I can scroll a little down to the presets and find the one that I like. I'll just go for this one here. And you can also animate your text. Just click animate up here, and we have in and out and then loop animations. So for example, I could use this typewriter animation to make my text come in, and then I can click on out, and then I can add a fade out animation here. Then if I take my playhead back and go back at the beginning and press play, now here I've got some cool text that appears on the screen with my captions. Also, let's just drag this text layer to match with the captions. And with this done, I think I'm ready to export my video. To export your video, just go up at the top and click export. Here you can see you can change the name of the video. Let's just call it my first edit. Then we have all these other settings like the path, resolution, codec, and so on and so forth. I also wanted to export my video at 60 frames, so I can do this by changing the frame rate right here. Then I just click export, and within a few minutes your video will be ready. And just like that, you have edited your first video inside of CapCut. And I believe you're now ready to go one step further. So let's just move into the second part of the video where we'll see how to create short videos inside of CapCut.